For years, Jackie Christie carefully sculpted a public image that seemed nearly unshakable. To the world, she was the fiercely loyal wife of former NBA player Doug Christie, a savvy entrepreneur, and a commanding presence on Basketball Wives. Her identity was tightly interwoven with her marriage and her maternal instincts, an emblem of a woman who could stand beside her husband while navigating the intense spotlight of reality television. She crafted an aura of devotion, glamour, and assertiveness that won her millions of followers and media attention. This identity was not only a persona, it was her brand. Jackie had managed to monetize her image through reality TV appearances, speaking engagements, beauty products, and a nonprofit organization. Her ability to shift between the roles of fiery TV personality and nurturing matriarch made her a household name. She wasn't just part of the reality TV machine. She had become a cornerstone of its narrative formula. Audiences tuned in week after week, hooked on her emotional roller coasters and larger-than-life confrontations. But beneath that gleaming surface, there were fractures. Rumors of infidelity, financial inconsistencies, and estranged relationships with her children had lingered in the background for years. These whispers never gained traction, until now. What once seemed like baseless gossip has exploded into full-fledged courtroom testimony, and suddenly Jackie Christie is no longer the queen of the narrative. She's the subject of it. Chris Webber's entry, the unexpected whistleblower Chris Webber, a name once synonymous with NBA greatness, shocked the entertainment world when he entered the courtroom with a thin black folder. A man known for keeping his private life out of the spotlight, Webber was the last person fans expected to be entangled in a drama this personal and this raw. But as it turns out, Chris had been sitting on a vault of secrets, messages, voicemails, receipts, that had the potential to shatter everything the Christies had built. Webber's relationship with Jackie had long been the subject of quiet speculation. While there was never any public confirmation of a romance, insiders in both the sports and entertainment worlds had their suspicions. What made this moment explosive wasn't just the affair. It was the timing, the methodical nature of the exposure, and the level of documentation Chris brought with him. This wasn't gossip. It was a carefully prepared exposé. As he began to read aloud from the folder, the courtroom shifted from a civil proceeding to what felt like the climactic scene of a televised drama. One message read, "I see you in my dreams even when I'm lying next to Doug. Only you make me feel real." Every word landed like a blow to Jackie's reputation. The gallery gasped. Doug turned away in anguish. Chris continued. His voice remained calm, but his intent was clear. He was there to tell the truth, no matter the consequences. Explosive testimony. The text messages that lit the fire, the content of the text messages was staggering. There were over 300 pages of correspondence, spanning nearly a decade, between Chris and Jackie. These weren't just flirtatious or romantic in nature, they were deeply revealing. The messages covered everything from confessions of love and longing to explicit discussions about hiding money from Doug, faking charity events, and emotionally manipulating family members. One of the earliest texts dated back to 2014, sent while Jackie and Doug were on a family vacation. In it, Jackie wrote, "I wish I could tell him I'm in love with you. He doesn't see me anymore, but you see the woman I used to be." These messages painted a disturbing picture of a double life maintained for years. Many contained references to rendezvous in Malibu, Las Vegas, and even Europe. The detail in the messages, hotel names, flight confirmations, and meeting times made them nearly impossible to refute. But perhaps the most jarring revelations were financial. In several messages, Jackie asked Chris for advice on how to move charitable funds without raising suspicion. "Can you move $60K to the Blue Star account without Doug's assistant catching it?" She texted. Chris allegedly advised her on transferring money through a shell company registered under a cousin's name. It became clear that this wasn't just about personal betrayal, it was criminal exposure. Doug Christie's breakdown. Betrayal from all sides, Doug Christie had spent decades cultivating a reputation as one of the most loyal spouses in professional sports. He once famously declined post-game interviews to ensure he could call Jackie and check in. Their relationship was a model of fidelity, publicly celebrated as an anomaly in the often scandalous world of celebrity marriages. That image crumbled in real time as he sat in the courtroom listening to Chris Webber's revelations. Doug didn't just face the betrayal of infidelity, he faced the annihilation of his public identity. every sacrifice he made to support Jackie's brand was now being turned against him. His finances were intertwined with the very accounts Jackie had allegedly misused. His name appeared on charity documents now under investigation, and his trust, once unwavering, was used as a shield to hide a deeply entangled relationship with another man. At one point, Doug reportedly shouted from the hallway, "I gave her everything. I let her be everything, and she still needed more." His collapse wasn't just emotional, it was existential. The man who stood beside Jackie for every public event, every red carpet, and every fight was now questioning his entire past. Legal experts now suggest that Doug could become a co-plaintiff in civil proceedings against Jackie, claiming emotional abuse and financial deception. Chantel's silence. The psychological impact on the next generation Chantel Christie has always maintained a complicated relationship with her mother. As a teenager thrust into the reality TV spotlight, she often expressed discomfort with how her life was being packaged and sold. Fans recall episodes where she seemed withdrawn, emotional, or outright angry. Many dismissed it as adolescent rebellion. Now, those moments have taken on a more ominous meaning. According to sources close to the family, Chantel had long suspected something was wrong, but lacked the proof to confront it. She was reportedly kept out of key financial decisions, told conflicting stories about her mother's travels, and warned never to question Jackie's motives. In private conversations with her therapist, leaked as part of a now public legal document, Chantel described feeling trapped in a web of adult secrets. The possibility of her testifying has sent waves through the courtroom. Prosecutors believe her account could confirm the emotional damage done behind the scenes, damage that never made it onto television. If Chantel confirms that she was encouraged to lie or withhold truth to preserve her mother's image, it could become the emotional centerpiece of the trial. Her testimony might not only help convict Jackie of legal wrongdoing, but also illustrate the generational trauma caused by years of deception. Receipts and recordings. A trail of lies and financial misconduct beyond the personal betrayals, Chris Webber's evidence revealed a complicated network of shady financial dealings. At the center of it all was Jackie's so-called charitable foundation, which had received over $1.2 million in donations during a single fiscal year. According to Webber's documents, only a fraction of that money, less than $20,000, could be traced to verifiable community projects. Emails and texts suggested that Jackie had diverted funds for personal use, including luxury vacations, designer clothing, and hush money payments to unnamed associates. One particularly damning message read, "We need to hide the foundation receipts before Doug gets nosy again." Webber also revealed audio clips where Jackie discussed manipulating nonprofit filings and joked about being too smart to get caught. Investigators from both the IRS and FBI are now involved, combing through digital documents and transaction logs. Subpoenas have been issued to Jackie's former business partners, and court orders have been filed to freeze certain assets connected to the Christie brand. What started as a personal scandal has now evolved into a full-blown federal investigation, with potential charges ranging from fraud and embezzlement to obstruction of justice. The network's complicity. Did VH1 know the truth? As the drama explodes across headlines and social platforms, questions have turned to the network that made Jackie a star. VH1 is under increasing pressure to explain whether they had any knowledge of Jackie's off-camera behavior. Emails leaked from internal producers reveal discussions about Jackie's suspicious absences and off-book travel, but no official action appears to have been taken at the time. Some are now accusing VH1 of willful ignorance, turning a blind eye to red flags because of Jackie's strong ratings performance. With the network continuing to promote reruns of Basketball Wives featuring Jackie, many fans feel betrayed. Hashtags like #CancelBasketballWives and #VH1New began trending within days of the courtroom bombshells. Producers are rumored to be in damage control mode, considering editing Jackie out of upcoming projects and even pulling future seasons indefinitely. Legal experts have hinted at possible class action suits from donors to Jackie's now suspect charity. The network's brand is at risk, and the fallout may impact how reality television is produced, documented, and regulated going forward. A Netflix deal in the works. The scandal becomes entertainment, adding fuel to the fire. Reports have surfaced that Chris Webber is negotiating a multi-part documentary deal with Netflix. Tentatively titled Exposed: The Truth About Jackie Christie, the series is rumored to include exclusive interviews, unreleased footage, and unseen evidence not permitted in court. This could be a media event on par with Surviving Kelly or Tiger King, especially considering the celebrity names involved and the explosive nature of the revelations. Netflix is reportedly fast-tracking the project, sensing its viral potential. The documentary will not only delve into the court case, but also explore the broader psychological implications of fame, power, and betrayal. Jackie has publicly opposed the project and issued a cease and desist letter, but insiders claim the production is pushing forward regardless. The anticipation for the series is already intense, with fans, critics, and legal experts waiting to see how the narrative will be shaped. Will Jackie be portrayed as a manipulator, a victim, or something far more complex? One thing is certain: the story is not over, and the screen version may become even more explosive than the real-life drama. Conclusion: the ruin of a dynasty and the cost of hidden truths. The Jackie Christie scandal has evolved into one of the most sensational courtroom sagas in reality TV history. It is a story of betrayal, deceit, and devastating consequences, not only for those directly involved, but for an entire culture obsessed with celebrity perfection. From tearful testimonies to federal investigations and the looming specter of televised reckoning, the downfall of Jackie Christie has become a modern-day morality tale. As the trial presses on and new revelations come to light, one truth remains: in a world where image is everything, reality still has the power to destroy fiction. The Christie brand, once built on illusion and loyalty, now lies in ruins. And the world, captivated by the spectacle, watches breathlessly as the final chapters unfold.